But yeah, I came back from China. It was a lot of fun. Went to Walmart.
As one does.
Yeah. I was joking so much that I was with the family there that I was like, I don't even go to Walmart in America.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Pointless Discourse with myself, Hoppocalypse, and Itisdpayne.
Hello, it is me, Itisdpayne, world traveler.
Yes, while for you, the listener, if you've been listening to episodes as they come out, you're like, oh, they never take vacations or take breaks. Well, Itisdpayne has news for you.
Yep, I have jury duty.
That's where you got your cold.
What's real fun is that I received jury duty for my previous address, which is in a different state. So I had to look it up, and I'm like, what's about here? Like, I don't live in that state anymore. And they're like, yeah, no, you don't have to.
Yeah, you can say, like, my reason is. Yeah.
I don't live in that state with the crappy drivers anymore.
One of us. One of us.
Yep.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, you want to tell people about your trip at all?
Nah, no.
I was going to say, I think
Mm-hmm.
by the time this is out, Charitypalooza is already over, so we can't plug that anymore.
Yeah, I was trying to figure that out. Let's see.
Because I think, is this one the 27th? I
always get confused. I have to, like, look at the thing. Okay, so we just had the mockumentary that came out this week. And so...
Yeah, so 2 more weeks.
Yep, so adapted from a book. I gotta edit that. So that will come out the week of Charitypalooza. So this will be coming out the week after Charitypalooza. But Charitypalooza is... I will share the results of that in a week or two. But I did get permission because we were joking about it on a stream. And I was like, you know what? Let's find out. And I got permission from the fiance that if we hit record high numbers, that I will shave my head on stream.
Exciting.
So.
The big finale.
Yep. And then I was like, maybe if we raise over $2,000, I'll shave my beard off.
Double finale.
Yeah, I will look like a marshmallow for the if that happens for the video portion of this podcast. But yeah, I came back from China. It was a lot of fun. Went to Walmart.
As one does.
Yeah. I was joking so much that I was with the family there that I was like, I don't even go to Walmart in America. And I'm going to Walmart in China. But no, I ate a lot of food, had some really good tea. A lot of good food. I pretty much updated my whole wardrobe for like the equivalent. I think I bought like, I'm trying to think, maybe like 5 or 6 different pairs of like pants / shorts, and then like about the same amount of shirts, all for about $100.
Okay.
So yeah, I was like, oh, that's cool. And yeah, I've got the comfiest pants that I wore on the train, not the train, the whatever it's called, the airplane. So I was like, wow, these are really comfortable pants. Don't tell your mom that, because she was suggested the store that we went, and then I was like, but tell her I don't need any more. Like I'm good, because she would go buy them. One thing that I thought was really interesting, because like the most here that I ride the train, well, is when I go up to New York for the subways and all the stuff up there. But then for here, when we go to PAX Unplugged, like take the train in there, over there in China to like ride the train is you almost go through like airport security every time. Like if you have like a luggage, they run it through like the scanner. You go through a metal detector, and then they wand you down like every single time. And then you have to use your passport to buy the ticket to check in on the train, and then check off, like to make sure you get off at the right stop. And I was like, that's pretty interesting. I liked it. Because I was like, what? Because we had to use our passport because we don't have a Chinese ID. But like they would just use their ID from there. And I was like, what if you get off like at a later stop and they're like, they just charge you. Like they charge you. Yeah. It's like, so yeah, that was something I thought was pretty neat. And like at first it was a little strange where I'm just like, oh my goodness. Well, it also felt really strange because it's like I have so much luggage that it's like scan this, do this. Oh my gosh. And then after a while, I'm like, okay, this isn't half bad. It's just like bing, bam, boom, go. Cool.
Once you learn the process, yeah.
Yeah. So, but that was neat. And then, yeah, not the only other fun thing, but at the super fancy hotel. Oh, hold up. I'll send you this video of something that was in the hotel.
Is it toilets?
No, it's not toilets. I know I mentioned toilets, but it's not the toilet.
It's okay. I realized the movie I watched for the mockumentary would have fit for today's prompt, and that, speaking of, like, you were talking about the fancy toilets, and I was like, oh yeah, just like in that mockumentary I watched.
Let's see. It's kind of giving a little bit of a preview from the picture. Oh, okay. What's on my phone and what's there? So you could order room service and then like DoorDash, and then they would take it, the reception area, put it in this robot thing, and it would go to your room and deliver your food there.
Okay, I've seen something similar at some restaurants. Like I went to one of those revolving sushi places with Strider, and they have it serving the drinks.
Yeah. Like I think I posted it on my Instagram where it's just like, because we would see them running around, and then it's like one of the times like we get in, we were, I'm trying to think, we got on the elevator and then it got on with us, and we're just like, well, hello there, little buddy. And then it's just funny because it's speaking in Chinese, like in Mandarin. I can't understand it, but it has like this kind of like little cutesy kid's voice, and it's just like yelling at you to get out of the way. Or just, that at the end of this, like the video I sent, I don't know if I caught it, but it's like, as it's turning around, it's just like, okay, thank you. Enjoy your food. Give me a good rating on the app. So,
Everything needs a good rating.
Yep. So,
surprised I didn't say like and subscribe.
Yeah, it might have. It's just I don't speak Mandarin, so. But yeah, that was fun. And I think the most amazing thing, which it isn't, I think it's more surprising, but it's like a real low bar, is that KFC is actually edible.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching a vlog for somebody who was in Japan, and, like 7-Eleven in Japan are very big, so I'm not surprised. Like, I've heard a lot of our fast foods and convenience stuff, and that used to be ours, ends up in Asian countries and ends up being like, wow, they changed it, so it's good.
Yep. Yeah. McDonald's has fried chicken. So that was all good. There's probably more stuff, but Like, besides the robot, I think besides that, it was just, which I mentioned to Hop before, where it's just like, yep, the creating many legends among the children as the hairy behemoth walked through their village. So, yeah, when we were going into Walmart, that was fun. As like we were going up an escalator, and these two parents like had a little girl, no older than like 3, and she was just like staring at me, just like, what is this? And I'm just like, I'm waving like hello, and she's just like, oh. But like her parents never like saw me or realized that I was there, and so they're just like, come on, like, what are you doing, let's go. And she's just like, oh, I don't know, what is this? So
You'll become a cryptid.
yeah, for a generation of Chinese children. So, but yeah, besides that, I think that was my favorite thing.
That's always fun.
Confusing children.
Did you end up watching your movie on the planes?
Yep.
Because I know. Okay, so that'll be my transition that we do.
Ah.
So, for anyone surprised about us talking about things that don't seem relevant, it is all relevant because Payne watched his movie on an airplane. And from the title, if you haven't guessed, we both watched movies that start with the first letters of our name because we have a fancy little wheel that goes around. We filled it with prompts. Payne submitted half, I submitted half, and it really favored Payne's for a while. So I think we finally had a few that I added to the list. So yeah, so this one starts with the first letter of your name. I did not go username because my username and first name are different. I went with my first name. Yours are basically
pretty much the same.
Yeah. Any audio listeners that are like, wait, that's the same guy? He's eating a pear.
Yeah.
So don't mind him.
I'm hungry.
But yeah, so we won't have any spoilers going in because since we had movies that started with different letters, we won't end up having watched the same movie. That would be a crazy twist if we found a way to make that happen.
Yeah, it's called One of Us Lied.
And otherwise, we set up ourselves a whole bunch of silly little rules, some of which we've gotten rid of, and some that we keep adding on because we can't just have a regular podcast. We like to make ourselves work for it. While you double check the rules, I can go ahead and do mine. I have met the criteria for if the movie you watched was shorter than 1.5 hours, you have to do the 15th rule, which is the one that's been banished, which is sharing a random fact for the day. I don't think I've ever had to do this one, have I?
Nope. This is your first time.
My first time.
Have fun looking up and finding
the same old websites.
The same websites or poorly AI generated facts. I remember we used to be in a society where facts were actually random and you couldn't actually tell if they were true. Like the one that I think it's in like there's somewhere in the US where it's illegal to grow chickens in bottles. Specifically? Yeah.
I mean, there's another one where you're not allowed to tie giraffes to like street lamps or something. One guy did it and they had to be like, all right, guys, we need a law for this. All right. I found a fact.
For everyone. Go ahead.
I found a fact that's kind of related to the movie I watched. Not exactly, but my random fact is there's a statue of Jason Voorhees, the famous killer from the Friday the 13th series, apparently chained to the bottom of a Minnesota lake.
Oh, yeah. I remember hearing about that.
So, see? At least that's a fact. I vaguely remembered it, and then I looked it up, and the pictures look horrifying, so I was like, okay, that's enough.
Can you imagine, like, you didn't know, and you just started, like, going fishing with my dad? Oh, my gosh! Yep. Look at him.
Look at him. All right, but yes, so that's my rule. Did it look like there are any other ones that we need to specifically worry about?
Was this your prompt?
Yes.
So you got to share the last meal you've eaten.
So for dinner tonight, I was telling D-Payne earlier, I bought some corn from the local farm stand. Unfortunately, some of them had some caterpillars in them, so I left it out to the wilds, and now I'm fighting off flies. I don't know if it's directly related or just the fact that I opened my door in this absurd heat, but so with the corn, Strider made a barbecue butter where basically you cook up some onions and garlic and then you toast some spices and you get that all going and then you blend it with butter. So then it tastes great on like corn. So we made the corn with the butter. And then I did baked cod and a side of pasta salad. So pretty good meal.
You know what? I just realized that is something that could help with your flies. And it's something that I know you have expertise in. Frogs are really good at taking care of flies. That's a callback for, well, you have to go find certain...
That website doesn't exist anymore, does it?
I thought you uploaded it to YouTube.
Oh, yeah, I did. Darn. I cannot escape my past.
Especially when you're the one sharing and archiving it. But anyway, that's a callback to something that probably in our current iteration only I will get the laughs from that.
Yeah, so we're not wearing the same color.
Nope.
How many words are in my movie title?
I can't answer that. Mine is less than 5.
Mine is 5 exactly, so I'm safe.
Yeah, the wording is more than 5. And if you were concerned about it, I realized one of the movies I watched, I had, like, afterwards I checked, I'm like, oh, wait a second. Yeah, The Name of the Rose, 1, 2, 3, 4, is exactly 5.
Perfect, look at us.
So I'm like, well, if I didn't count it, you don't have to either.
All right, so then I think we're good to roll some dice to see who gets to go first. The format for this series is you will not run into, like I said earlier, we did not watch the same movie, so no spoilers. We'll basically talk to each other about whether to or to not watch each other's movies. From what D-Payne made it sound like, it doesn't sound like you really... So...
It was a movie.
So I get to pick the dice this time, right?
Correct.
So I will pick a D6.
Okay.
And I have rolled my dice.
I was writing words. Okay.
How could you?
Well, I know the name of my movie. I do that normally. Oh. Well, I rolled a number that is on the die.
Okay, I rolled the highest number out of these
Oh,
sides.
I rolled a 2.
Okay, so you get to go first this week. And I rolled the higher number, so I have to talk about the last book you read. What was the last book I finished? I'm, like, actively reading. Oh, now I remember. The last book I finished was called Summer Slasher? Yeah, Summer Slasher. I picked it up because I was reading something really dense, and I wanted something that seemed, like, silly and kind of campy. And it was, but almost, like, to the point where I was, like... It almost did the concept too directly, so then when the reveal started to happen, I was like, yeah. It was fun. It tried to turn some tropes up on its, try and change some of the way the tropes play out and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But, so, I would say for Summer Slasher, it has a really cool cover, because, like, they made it look like a VHS tape and everything, and then they have the cast.
Okay.
But they tried to do the whole... Even though we look like all of the tropes in the horror movie, we're more than that, but not all of the characters, because you have to, Summer slash them. A lot of the characters don't get developed, so they still feel tropey, because they're like, she's the goth, she's the prep, he's the jock, and, like, they tried, and then the author clearly was like, she's more than just that. And I'm like, that's good and all, but when she has to die at some point in the book, it still ends up feeling like tropes of characters.
Yeah.
And I thought the reveals were fine, so I think I overall rated it like a 3 or 3.5. Where I was like, it did its mission and it had some fun moments, but overall, fine.
Mm-hmm.
Any other rules that apply?
Not that I can see.
Okay, because that one won't. Okay.
All right.
So.
Yeah, and I don't know what the. Also, sorry for everyone that's listening to audio. I keep punching my mic.
You're so out of practice.
Yeah. Alrighty. This is my unlock phone so I could bring up the timer. Oh, nose. So anyway. Yeah. I don't have anything else. Oh, there was Hamnet on the airplane. And I was like, do I want to watch this? And I'm like, I'm not in the mood to watch this.
Sad.
Sad and I almost said Sherlock, Shakespeare-ish kind of. I'm like, I'm not in the mood. I would really like to sleep, but I drank too much black tea from the air stewardess, and now I am awake. And the second time, I was just like, I would just want to go to bed. But anyway, it is time. Oh wait, I gotta. Yeah, so, as I was saying, I watched a movie on the airplane, which there was 5 options, if that. The one was the drama, which I really wanted to watch. There was another movie that was on there that I was like, oh man, this also looks interesting, but it wasn't great. There was something I was like, no, I'm not gonna watch it. The Departed, that's what it was. And I was like, oh, I heard good things about this, but I was like, it's long and the content warnings. I'm like, I don't feel like watching something like that next to random people who can also see the screen. And so I saw this movie and I was like, let me watch it. And after I watched it, I was like, yeah. And then I went to go watch another movie, and then I was like, I can't stay awake. So that was kind of the reason why I stuck with the movie Dead Man Wire.
I don't know if I know what this is.
Me neither, until I didn't even know it was a movie until
you were stuck on the plane.
Yeah. Apparently it came out last year. But it is the overall synopsis of this movie. Man feels like he was screwed over by the mortgage company. So
I watched one of those.
And he's like, you know what? I'm going to get him. And so he comes up with this whole plan and then finds out that the guy who's in charge of the mortgage company isn't there. Like, he's like went to Florida or something. Like, just so he's like, what the heck am I going to do? And so, but his son's there, who is like the guy who's about to take over the company next. And so pretty much he tells him, like, he pulls out a shotgun and then gets a wire, ties the wire around the neck of the son. The son's like a 40-year-old man. Like, it's not like a 12-year-old. Yeah, so ties it around his neck, and pretty much it's like, hey, if you jerk or something happens to me, the shotgun's going off and killing you. Like,
Okay.
And all he wants pretty much is his debt that he accrued because he missed a payment or two to go away, for him not to go to jail, and that the big thing is that he wants the guy who owns the mortgage company to say sorry. Like,
Oh.
yeah, he's like, I want you to apologize to me, and that seems to be the big thing. And that is the movie of pretty much how they go back and forth, and the big thing is this was based off of a real event back in 1977, where they used I think they use all the same names as the excuse me, as the my brain just went kaput. As the real life people. And yeah, so it does have some pretty decent people in there.
Yeah, I saw the Skarsgård, Elwes, or Carrie Elwes, Dacker Montgomery, who is in, I think, Stranger Things. Al Pacino.
Yeah, I recognized him and Skarsgård. I don't know. I'm curious. Daiquiri.
Carrie Elwes is the one that I recognize. He's the Princess Bride, Dread Pirate Roberts.
Oh, okay.
And he's also in the first Saw movie. I don't remember if he's in any of the other ones.
I'm like scrolling through here, and I'm like, I can't see any. Like, I see everyone's names, but I'm like, I don't know who they are. Yeah, I was looking at the Daiquiri Montgomery man, and it's like, oh yeah, Stranger Things right there. It's starting to see Billy Hargrove. I don't know who that is. Who's Billy?
I think you stopped watching Stranger Things by the time he was in the show.
Yep, because I only watched season 1.
Yeah, I think he's in 3 question mark? 2 question mark? I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, it's not that important. I think the big thing about this movie was like it felt like there was. I just realized I never wrote down the time.
It's too out of practice.
I was too busy jibber jabbering. Let's see. There's that. I think it's somewhere around here. I just got to get it close. I can find it later. Yeah, it felt like they wanted to introduce some story elements and stuff, but they never really developed them because they kept it very close to the source, like the source material. So like at the end of the movie, they play everything. They play like the news footage of the movie, like of not the movie, but like of the actual
original
event.
Okay.
And it's like, oh, they just redid the scenes and then like painted a couple, like filled in the blanks for a couple different areas. But overall, they didn't really change anything.
Yeah.
And so, well, not even change, but it's just like it felt like, hey, there's this person there's a news reporter that doesn't seem to be getting the chance that she deserves. But like we never explored that storyline, but it's just like, oh yeah, she's here.
Okay.
Like between what is it? The Tony whatever, I can't pronounce this name. The two main characters, like there really isn't a whole lot of like discussion between the two of them. It's like, why am I not getting my way? You guys should get me my way. And like Al Pacino's character, ML Hall, is just he's like going back and forth, or like they have a little like mini debate, and to where it's like, oh my goodness, this guy doesn't care about his kids at all. He's just like this, and there's like a whole scene where it's like, do you see this man? He's crying. My son, no tears, dries a bone. He's the one that's in control. This other man, crying like a baby. And I'm just like, okay. Like, I don't see the point of this. And like, it's at the end of the movie, it's like no one wins, but it's just like I don't know, it just wasn't great, because like the pretty much the whole basis of the story is what I said. Man feels like he's been gypped, and so he makes the whole plan and everything to get his money, let everyone know how bad this mortgage company is, and be like, okay, I win. But at the same time, there's just so many different elements, like, because he, like, a lot of the cops that are there know who he is, and it's just like, oh, we're friends, we're all this stuff, but it's not like they're trying to like be like, oh, we're in on it or all this stuff. It's just like, it feels like actual police, like, hey man, we know this isn't you, this is everything, and like trying to calm him down and be like, let's release the hostage and all that stuff. But Tony Crisis is just like, not having any of it. I have a mission. Like, he bought this land and was clearing it out to pretty much put whatever it was like the equivalent of like a strip mall to Walmart stuff on there. So he's like, yeah, I want to put it on there so that way it's like it can help the community and all this stuff. But at the same time, he's like, yeah, I want to help the people, but I'm mad because like I missed a payment or two, and now I'm gonna lose the property and all this other stuff, and you guys are taking away from the little people. But it's like, everyone knows you gotta own the land. It doesn't matter what you put on there, and all. It's just like, I don't know if the actual person was if he was like this as well, but I don't know. It's just the characters didn't feel grounded. It really just felt like, hey, we have the footage of this event that happened in 1977.
Let's make it into something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it also feels like, hey, Luigi just shot a dude, so this is almost the same thing. And
not quite.
yeah. And so it was, I don't know if that was like the idea of it, but it's just like, it feels like the script needed to stay in the oven a little bit longer. It doesn't feel like, it feels like there's more they could do with the story. Now, I will fully admit, I did not watch this in the best of ways. I was on the airplane. I was tired, and all this other stuff. Like, I don't think they cut anything out, but I don't know. So there might be stuff that got cut out for the airplane version of it. But
I don't know. From the other things you talked about, it doesn't seem.
well, that's what I think as well, because what was it? The fiance, she was watching something, and she told me that it was like full like nudity in the movie that she was watching. Like, there was no censorship or anything. It was just like all there, and she's just like, oh, I'm surrounded by people, and that's a butt.
I'm in public.
That's a butt. So yeah, it was just one of those things where I'm like, yeah, I don't know if it could go further or not, but it's like, I could see if someone knew the source material was like, oh, that didn't happen, and they could get mad that it's like, oh, it didn't stick to the source material. but it's like nothing happens, and so
It's like too slow for it to be like a movie.
it's not
Like
even slow. It's just like, yeah, I guess slow, because I was about to say slow burn, but it's like it doesn't feel like the climax of the movie doesn't even feel like
it's not a wow.
yeah, it's like, yeah, no, they like they were just playing along until they got the person, like, so, but I don't know, like, for me, I don't really have anything else to say about this, because it's like nothing really
It's so
happened.
average.
Yeah.
Like it's technically a movie.
Yeah, it's just meh.
That's fair. That's fine. You don't have to like force your whole timer. I've run into that too, where some movies are just like, and that's the movie.
Yeah, it's there really isn't any performances that stick out except for maybe Al Pacino, because they're just like, "Hey Al, just you do you."
Be Al Pacino.
Yeah. Um and yeah, that's all I got. It's
I mean, it's fine.
yeah, it according to IMDb, it's got a 6.4, and it's got a 67 Metascore. So
Would you give it that high, or would you give it like fives just across the board?
yeah, probably. It's like it's an average movie. Now it looks like there's another movie called Dead Man Blind, which is this movie that is apparently rated a whole lot better, but also it's a lot less uh whatever it's called. A lot less people reading it. So, which is the same, it's the same thing.
Oh, based on the same exact event.
Yep. Let's see. Oh, apparently Nicolas Cage. I'm like just looking at trivia. Nicolas Cage was originally cast for the film.
Do you think that would have kept your interest a bit better?
Let's see. Who was he? Uh, bu- bu- they don't have the character he was supposed to be on the list. Let's see. Oh, a different. That's I'm like it was a different director.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but there was some scheduling things. So I don't know. I don't know if the original director had a Werner Herzog. Let's look up his name. What did he direct? As soon as things want to load. Oh, he did Jack Reacher. A lot more action films, so that might have helped. Yeah, I don't know what else this guy... Gus Van Sant. I just looked at his picture on there, and it's like, well, I don't want to be mean, but like this movie's directed how he looks. A little boring. But no, it looks like he's done a lot of things that have pretty decent... Oh, he did Milk. He came in 2008. I remember that came out. But anyway, yeah, it was... Oh, yeah, so apparently when Nicolas Cage and Werner Herzog left, it affected a lot of people. And then they were venting, and that's when Van Sant said he was interested. And they're like, oh, cool. This film is partially based on a documentary, Dead Man Line, which is the movie I was talking about earlier. But yeah, I'm gonna relinquish the rest of my time because it's like it's just an average meh movie. It's not good. It's not bad. It's like the people that like Bill Skarsgård. He's like the guy who's pretty much carrying the movie with this, and same when Al Pacino shows up. Like their interactions are pretty good. Dacre Montgomery, I also thought he was well. So like the three main people, I think do a good job. But it's like really I don't blame really any of the actors. It just seems like the script just needed to be in the.
Gotcha. It could be the thing that we've said, like, some movies feel like, where the script passes hands and one person had an idea when the other person takes it. It's just like, it just feels like some things aren't connecting.
Yeah. So. But it bees what it bees. So, I will hand it over to you.
To me, I have a much more, I guess, action-filled movie to say. So, my not username on the internet starts with the letter K, and I went through a list on Ranker of different K movies, and I was like, I don't feel like watching Tarantino because there are a lot of Kill Bills, things like that on there. There are a few things that were kind of like, I've heard they're good movies, like Knight's Tale and stuff like that, and I was like, I don't know if I want to watch something serious. And then I saw it. Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Wait, I watched that one. Go ahead.
Yes. I mean, the movie title kind of gives you everything you need to know about the movie. It's a very tongue-in-cheek, very literal. It doesn't try to be anything other than Killer Clowns from Outer Space. So, I just thought it was fun. All things considered, it ages better than I would have anticipated for something made in the late 80s.
Mm-hmm.
There's just a couple things that they say in the movie that I'm like, I don't know if I like that. But it's just in the very beginning where you have what ends up being the very obvious couple that has to deal with everything. The guy says, like, different circus show acts, and I'm like, I don't like that he's making fun of these things, but you know, it's the 80s. Like, he references, like, look at the bulimia girl who will binge and purge in front of you, and I was like, that's not a joke, that's that's somebody who needs help. But that's me being in 2026. But yeah, I think the thing that I was most impressed about the movie, other than I joked with Strider, because we heard a streamer say, this game doesn't waste your time, it just dumps you in the action. And that's very much this movie. Like, a lot of horror movies, I feel like, want to build up the anticipation, whereas this one is, you only have a few minutes of, like, joking, and then you're already at make-out point, and then you're already, like, seeing the comet, and then you already have the hijinks, like, kick off where things are disappearing and clearly people are being attacked. So it's kind of nice, and it makes sense that I met the rule for if your movie's under 1.5 hours, because this one's just, like, a very tight hour 27. But yeah, I just thought it was very silly, very funny. The thing other than, like, it actually aged pretty alright, is the sets and props and the costumes were all really impressive. And reading up on the Wikipedia, it seems like the directors did a lot of that. So most of their budget was actually towards production and not necessarily towards, like, the sets and everything. And yeah, there really is something special about a lot of practical effects and set design where you're like, oh, I can actually see that it's a real place. Like the inside of their circus tent and it feeling like one of those Beetlejuice mazes, like when he's in the afterlife and they're just opening doors and there's fun lines. Like, there's just a certain aesthetic to the time where you're like, yeah, that's goofy, wacky, silly time. In the eyes of, like, the late 80s, early 90s. But yeah, there's, I guess the only things that I'll say as far as, like, if you haven't watched this movie and you're curious, I mean, it's a more or less a slasher, so there will be death. There's no obvious blood, if I remember correctly. It's a lot of like implied things because no, I won't say it because there were things in there that I was aware of, but I didn't necessarily get spoiled by, so I won't necessarily say it. But I did end up, there is a dog very early on in the film, and I did quickly do does the dog die, and then there were a lot of spoiler jokes written as comments about about some other aspect. But yeah, like the dog is just implied that the dog something bad happens to them. But I think my favorite thing about movies like these is that the sets of rules that apply to random side characters never apply to the main leads. Like the main leads, it's just like, why are they suddenly unable to walk? And then the main leads are just climbing on things, screaming, and slightly at like arm's reach from them. Whereas when you watch everybody else, they either have hypnotizing powers, they have mimicry, they have, it feels like they can teleport, it feels, you know.
Yes.
Like these clowns have no laws of physics until it's the main leads and they have to make it out.
A power plot armor.
Yes, plot armor is really strong with the main characters. But I did think it was very silly that there was a subplot line, and I was curious if it would get played out. It doesn't get fully played out, but where you have, like, the two main guys that are doing the whole, like, I can't believe what I'm seeing, and the main girl is like, guys, open your eyes, like, stop being ridiculous, which is always fun. But the fact that those two guys were, like, both vying for her attention, and she doesn't really acknowledge it at all, where the two guys are in the car, they're like, I can't believe you're with Debbie. I can't believe she chose you over me. And then Debbie's like, guys, we're dying. Guys.
Please
and
stop.
then there's points in the movie where either one of the guys is either kissing her or hugging her, and the other guy is present and doesn't say anything. I'm just like, are we going to address this, or are we all just going to stand here and become a throuple? And, like, good for them, especially in the late 80s. Yeah, in the way that, like, you don't have much to say about your movie, I feel like Killer Clowns from Outer Space, it's like, it's in the title. And if I don't want to go into detail and spoil things for people, like, that's kind of the movie. I guess I'll say my favorite contraption might be... Oh, there's a lot of silly things. I think my favorite contraption that they had was the... Clearly they built a lot of stuff, was just the costuming and the tiny bike and sending that clown specifically to a biker gang.
Yes.
And then the little... I have the quote up here. I think that's probably why it's on the top of my mind. But it's like, oh, what are you going to do? Knock my block off? And then insert silly scenario that makes all the bikers scared.
Yes.
But yeah, it's a very prop forward movie. It's a very like costuming forward movie. I know there was a video game they tried to do for it, but I do know that the reason that like I heard it struggled is the lobby sizes needed to be massive. Because they were like, yeah, we're going to put 7 clowns to fight against. And it's like, yeah, that makes sense in the movie, but having to find 7 people in a queue to all play different clowns and like actually be able to make it work sounds like it's a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is why I said, yeah, my fun fact about Jason is like slightly adjacent to my movie because they're both entities that feel otherworldly. In the case of Killer Clowns from Outer Space, they literally are. And I don't know. It's just like, I think my favorite parts of the movie had to deal with the stuff when they were inside of the circus tent and everything was very topsy-turvy, confusing, and silly. There's the very early scene that's very funny where they find what looks like kind of like those like science experiment balls filled with electricity, but it was like superimposed to look massive. And it felt like a scene that took way too long where the main guy is like, is this a nuclear silo? And the girl's like, no. And he's like listed like 6 different things. And she keeps going, no, it's none of those. And he's like, well, how do you know? And she's like, we're inside of the comet from earlier. And he's like, sure we are. It's like, okay, buddy. Oh, and the other plot line that I thought was really weird is the fact that there's a couple of guys that are trying to make money selling ice cream,
Oh yeah.
and then they're following everybody around. Because in the beginning of the movie, you have the moment where everyone's at makeout point, and they're like, "Come get your ice cream," and everyone's like, "No, we're here to make out with people. We're not here to buy ice cream." And then they bicker throughout the movie.
Yeah, they it's like I don't know how many people are selling ice cream at like the equivalent of like 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah, because it's summer and it's dark, so yeah, it's got to be pretty late. And then, yes, I did appreciate that we got to see the annoying cop have his complete and utter ruin. And what I do have to say is, like, some horror movies, I'm just confused why they don't call for help. Where in the case of this movie, everybody calls for help, and the cop is like, "You all can't gaslight me, entire town. I'm just going to ignore every phone call, even though 30 people are saying, hey, there's clowns coming after me." And it's just like, any other person would be like, fool me once, on me. Eventually you go, wait,
Yeah.
maybe there's something here. And instead he's like actively ignoring things. And then the clown actually shows up and he goes, "Funny joke." And I was just like, I hate this guy. And I'm always glad when the guy I hate actually has consequences to his actions.
He gets his. Yeah, it was. I remember watching it and I was like, when did I watch it? I think it was like my second or third. No, my third was Little Shop of Horrors. When did I watch this?
I didn't remember that you watched it in the... Oh, was this the B movie?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Episode
'cause
17.
I watched...
Plan 9 from Outer Space or something.
Yeah. So, we both did our space movies.
Yeah. No, I just remember enjoying this because it was like
It's just fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's turn off brain, watch movie. The like as you were saying, like the clown's ability to do anything depending on who they're facing is hilarious because it's like when we first meet them, it's like they're able to like run them over with a car and they're fine. But then after that, it's just like, no.
Their weak point is very funny.
Yes. But I was just thinking that, like, as you're saying, when you're facing other humans and they're just like, no, please don't look at me hiding underneath the car. That isn't, like, I'm not really under it. So, it was, yeah, just silliness all around with how they dealt with people. And, like, they knew, oh, this person is integral to the story. So we got to keep them around.
Yeah, we're going to take, like, the longest, slowest routes. Everybody else, we're going to knock on their door and be like, boo, gotcha. And then this one, they're going to be like, oh, we have to throw her across the room. Oh, we have to, like, plant these, like, special devices that we didn't use anywhere else in the movie. Oh, we're going to capture her specifically because she's different. We're not going to put her in the usual
Yeah, we'll put her
trap.
in a balloon. Oop, my chair got stuck.
Not the chair.
So.
Yeah, but yeah, like you said, you've already seen it. There's not a lot to add to the movie. It's really short. It's really straightforward. There's like little subplots, but there's nothing deep enough to like have to ponder.
Yeah, I'm surprised like Hollywood hasn't tried to remake some of like these B movies from the 80s.
I have been like curious. So I know Evil Dead has been brought back as a series, and that's one of those that I hear people talking about, and I'm like, maybe Maybe I should watch those movies. But yeah, Killer Clowns definitely feels like something you could try and bring back, but I wonder if it's one of those, as soon as they try and do it in a modern way, it's immediately going to be like, ugh. But then again, Terrifier is pretty popular. I haven't watched any of those, but that's a clown, kind of.
Yeah.
I think.
I heard that, like, the first movie, it's just a dude, and then it's, like, the second movie, he's, like, has the powers of hell. It's, like, he goes from, like, just a normal creepy dude to, like, being OP.
Let's see, how many are there?
I think there's, like, 4. I could be wrong, though.
I know 4 at least popped up in terms of, like, searching it. Okay, 4 is to be announced. 3 came out in 2024.
Okay.
All same director and screenwriter, at least. That doesn't happen often for a full series.
Yeah, I keep seeing it, like, around, and I'm like, oh, man, that looks like it'd be fun to watch, and that's pretty much where I stop.
I'm sure we could squeeze it into a prompt somewhere. It is at least on Tubi, the first one.
Yeah.
So.
Watch the first of a series and decide if you want to keep watching it.
Yeah, so I don't have much else to add. I think, like you said, it's a perfect, like, if you're hanging out with people, you can turn it on. It's a horror movie that I think doesn't have a lot of, like, egregious stuff. Because there are some horror movies where you're like, oh, it's really fun. Hold on. There's, kind of like you said, being on an airplane. Close your eyes for the next 10 minutes as a group. Okay, everything else is fine again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember anything blatantly like that. Because there's, like, an implied shower scene, but I think the main character is behind his screen the whole time versus anything else.
Yeah, it's yeah, I don't remember any nudity in this. It's just more like, oh, shower time, but that's all you see. It's not like I almost said a Nightmare Before Christmas. Nightmare on Elm Street or Halloween, like, or Voorhees.
Or Friday the 13th, or a lot of those where there's always at least one pair of chesticles out and about as they run away screaming.
Gotta let them breathe.
But yeah, so a shorter episode as we're getting back into the swing of things. I mean, you are also recovering from the traveling illnesses.
It's what was it? On Monday, I woke up at like 3 a.m. and I was like, yep, I'm not falling back asleep. And then that's what kind of did me in. And then just from recovery and like being up a little bit later, like I finished the stream yesterday. I like checked my email, did everything. I like blinked and then I was like, it's 11:40. Oh my gosh. So I was like, oh boy. So if people be like, Dpayne, you look a little sleepy, it's like, well, one, throat, yes. 1, yes. 2, throat is a little bit scratchy. 3, I'm also recovering from the colds. So
yeah. So in that note, I will start to bring up the wheel.
The wheel.
Recording it for us now as I hit the spin button.
It's spinning, and everyone is cool. Oh.
So it has landed on highest grossing movie from the year you were born.
Okay. Fun thing for me is I already watched the movie that was the highest grossing, I believe. I think it's Batman.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
but
we did do our secret rules of no repeat movies, and I feel like mine might be Jurassic Park. so
let's see. Do the internet real quick. I was about to ask you, what was the highest grossing movie the year I was born, and not give it the year I was born?
Yeah, mine is Jurassic Park, so I've seen that one. I don't think I've seen number 2 on the list, so I'll leave that up for me to watch.
Batman.
I don't think I want to watch the movie that was number 2 for my year, but it is what it is.
I've also watched the second one, which was Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. I also watched the third one, which was Lethal Weapon 2.
You and your movies.
Let me just say, 1989 was a very popular year for a lot of really good movies. I don't think I know I haven't watched the fourth one, but it's like, man, it's the lowest rated one. What is this movie? Anyway. Oh, I think I know what this movie is. No, I gotta rent it.
Yeah, I'm like looking for where to watch mine, and I think I have to give money. Darn movies for being popular.
This movie is like 80 years old.
This one's at my local library. Placing a hold on that so I can get it eventually.
Checking canopy. No. Anyway, I'll have to double check and make sure that I haven't watched. Like I know I watched the other ones. Let's see, which one's Last Crusade? Have I watched that one? I think so. Is it the Holy Grail? Yeah. Anyway. So anyway, that is it. Join us next time as we continue to explore the movies of our, well, not our childhood because we haven't watched them, but yeah, we can go from there. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this one, let us know on comments and sharing with enemies and all that stuff. But I'm going to attempt to go to sleep soon to do the recoveries. I realize I have dark circles and bags that are not for my wallet and keys underneath my eyes. So I want to attempt to get to sleepy. So, oh, you made a noise that made it sound like you wanted to say something.
I realized I forgot to stop the recording for the video, but I can trim it.
Oh, it's all good. Or I can do it later. Anyway, that's you guys will never see that. So anyway, until next time, we'll talk to you later. Peace.